Hey guys, Gemini here. I'm going to do a quick beginner's guide to Scholar so you can get into your runs and feel strong on Scholar. I do these every run pretty much regardless of builds, and it just makes Scholar feel incredible. Now 1, throwing knives. You could get these at the merchant every run, and they debuff the enemy at level 3. Now when you land 10 in a row, the debuff caps out at 20% debuff. You have the number there to help you out. It lasts about 45 seconds, although every time you increase the debuff, it resets it. However, once you reach 10, you can no longer reset it. It's just going to gradually run out. Once you get them to level 3, in my opinion, empty them on the boss. Unless it's an excessively tanky boss, usually they will die before the timer runs out. This raises the DPS of a team of Scholars so much that the perceived damage loss just really isn't there anymore. Now, my next tip. If you can fit this in your relic setup, Scholars should always have this. It boosts the team's damage by 20% of the teammates that get scanned. You would catch your teammates and you analyze. You would press left or right trigger, unless you have different controls, and it's going to apply the buff to your team. If you can fit it, please do, because if you're using the throwing knives with a 20% debuff and then the skill with a 20% buff for your allies, the damage just really starts to get insane. I've had a lot of runs where we ran out of things to kill on the map because there were no bosses left wherever the circle closes. We were just level 15, all the runes done already. Status. Scholar's main damage comes from status. Now, the downside is that his damage does technically get lower as they build resistance. The upside, your relics are a lot freer because physical attack up and affinity attack up aren't going to help you as much because you're doing percentage damage for the most part. Your actual damage is low. For bosses that are excessively tanky like Ancient Dragon, this is great. Just switching between Frost and Bleed is going to do the heavy lifting for you. If you run into a boss that's immune to status, buff your teammates, debuff the boss, and try to use fire pots or try to find Wraith Calling Bow in your runs. It does good damage, and you can find it at the gravestones usually. If not, just fight the boss like normal, and with your team's increased damage, it's not going to hurt that much, trust me. Scholar's strongest quality is ult. Anytime you're surrounded, you can use this ult, and those trio boss fights are almost in your favor. If your team's at big AoEs, the damage is going to overlap and apply multiple times, and it just, the effective DPS you get by using this, it's just incredible. I've had runs where Everdark Libra just died extremely quickly. Sentinel, that trio boss fight. Recluse casts one big spell, they're gone. Just the Sentinel's left by himself. It trivializes a lot of boss fights. It's really great. Turtlenecks. Turtlenecks can be bought at the merchant as well. I believe they're infinite, and they're part of consumable category. Turtlenecks, Exalted Flesh, Boiled Prawn and Crab, and the Foul Feet are all in the same category, so as you level one up, you level them together. Now, why is this important? A lot of Scholars waste time in their runs running around picking up items, and they're late for every boss fight. If you just worry about grabbing this from the merchant, you're going to be able to level up the consumables, and at day 3, you're going to have the Exalted Flesh, Boiled Prawn, whatever, at level 3. This is why you also need items confer effect to allies. Exalted Flesh at level 3 boosts your damage by 20% physical and affinity. This, with the ally boost skill, throwing knives, and if you can, apply frost, it's insane damage. It just does, it does a lot. If I can, I try to use one right before the Night Lord, even if I can't carry it, and the fire pots just become just become incredible. I'll be doing a video going over this in a run, and I'll see you then. Have a great day.